Okay, so can you hear anything from me? If you can hear something, just type yes here so I know. Okay, great. Just in case. Okay. Okay, so let's start the course. If you have any questions during the course, you can leave the message here. Okay, so yeah, it's better you leave the message here so I can see it clearly. Because if you leave in the WeChat, I need to uh, switch the screen. It might take more time. So yeah, and one more thing is, as I said, I only have 29 students on the list about learning this course this term. There are about 32 students, which means 3 students are not on the list. I mean, it's better this 3 students contact with. Okay, the new two from batch. Okay, so there's one more. I don't know who this guy is from, but even they're from batch batch 2018. This should still have their name on my list. I mean, it's better for them to contact the university and add their name here. Okay. Yeah. And so let me see anything here. Yeah. So the two aren't with us anymore. They joined the group. They just joined. Okay. Yeah. So let's have the class. As you know, we were known computer graphics this year. This is kind of this course should draw your interest in computer science. And when we talk about computer graphics, I think some of you might think of computer games. I think some of you might play computer games quite a lot. And some of you might think of some movies using the computer graphics, some CG technology. As actually, that's what the computer graphics works on. So that's why we have this course. And we have a long course, but there's one thing is, since we have this course online, and I tested with the Chinese students today and yesterday, we find there might be some problem about the network speed, because when I talk about it, I need to, for example, when I use this Unreal Engine, it should connect to the network, and then I also open this Tencent Classroom with you. It might cause some very big lag. So if that happens, just let me know. The only thing I can do is slow down, but that might be a problem. And I really hope in a few weeks we can know these things in the classroom. Then that will be better. Okay. So in this course we were talking something about the game engine, very a quick talk, and then we were see how a game was built very briefly. It might take only 1 week, no more than 2 weeks, and then we will learn some basic idea about computer graphics. Because if you know how to build a game, actually it can be done by everyone. If when you look at this course, you will find okay, it can be done by everyone, even he or she is not a computer science major. But since we are a computer science major, we need to know something more. So that's why we have computer graphics, and why we were known some rendering pipeline and OpenGL, and we will do a lot of coding for this course. Okay, but for this first 2 weeks, we don't need to do any code. So just relax here and see how beautiful the things is and how easy the things goes on. Okay, so first, when we talk about the computer science engine, we should start with some games, right? I will show you one demo, which just launched I think it's about 10 days ago. Some of you might have heard it, and some of you might not. It is called the Black Myth Wukong. Let's see this one. This one is done by Unreal 5 engine. So The game engines. There are two main game engines in the world. The first one is Unity, and next one is Unreal Engine. The Unreal Engine is famous for its beautiful graphics. So let's see this thing and see how beautiful it is. It's about 12 minutes, but just relax and see this. This video is shot on alive, so it's not some not like movie which we pre-built it and pre-computed. It's all in real time. Okay, this is actually it's a very old one. Let's see the new one. Let's, let's see the new demo. Not this one. This one is not good at all. Yeah, this is less than represent the final look of the game, but it's almost There's one way. Yeah, a quick way to solve this. Yeah, I will just copy the link here. So actually you can see it by yourself. Yeah, this one. You can also see it by yourself. It's better we watch it at the same pace. This is just a particle system, and together with some model. Oh, oh, so it may not be too much memory. Yeah, it's not one sentence. I will close the thing. Yeah, I will also close the WeChat because it also eats a lot of memory. Okay, so let's see if it works better now. Yeah, okay. If the link is still doesn't work, it might be because you are not in China. Because if you're in China, it should work pretty good. In that case, you can open the YouTube one. It's also on YouTube. A lot of YouTube video about this part, the black myth reform. I mean, this part is done. I'm pretty sure this part is done by the Unreal Engine 5, because you see there are too many details and details in this part. You see all these buildings, but it also ignore some of the shadows. If you see the candle in the fire, you cannot see any shadow there. Okay, so this is a game which was done on rendered on Unreal Engine 5. Uh, the Unreal Engine 5, which will be launched next year, I mean early next year, it only gets some trial version online, so you can still use it, but not the final version. So let's also see what if you are using Unreal Engine 4, what you can do. There's another video which created by a small group. Actually, there are a group of 6 people. Let me find it first. Oh no, not this one. GPT. Uh, yeah, teaching Unreal Engine. Yeah. So if you are not in China, you can also watch this part from YouTube. The video name is Rebirth, but this is done by Unreal Engine 4, and the work and and this work is it's a it's just some it's a film. It's more like a small film. It's not done in real time. So if you see this, it looks very much more beautiful, but that's for the movie. I mean, so it takes longer time to render to get this kind of picture, but it's also very great. Yeah, let me try to show it in this way. Maybe it might be better in this way. Let me see.
Adaptation. The ability to learn from past experience. The use of knowledge to alter their environment. These virtues defined our creators and drove them to the brink of destruction. But we cannot exist without them. We must save her. Creators exists within us. Humanity has always had the potential to recognize its flaws and choose a better way. Can we save humanity? Was bringing her here the right choice?
Yeah. So that's the two videos I'd like to share with you. They're all done by Unreal Engine. One is Unreal Engine 5, which is game. So game has different property. It should be able to run at runtime or at real time. The next one, second one is done by Unreal Engine 4. It's by a group of 6 people. They tweeted not, and then they have this short video. It also looks very good, but it takes longer time. I heard that it takes about 1 day to render all these things once they finish building everything. Yes, so I think we can start the course by introduce you the Unreal Engine 4 and start building some small game. Unlike some other lectures, I think for most of the other lectures, you only read the slides and learn something, or maybe have some homework. In this course, we don't do like that. We do all the things about. We do a lot of coding. Okay, so unless this first week for Unreal Engine, you don't have to do it. You don't have to code. You don't have to download Unreal Engine. But from the maybe the week 3, yeah, from week 3, maybe week 2 or week 3, you need to download everything and you need to start coding with me. Okay. So let's start from Unreal Engine 4 and start with some how to build a game. I mean, a level of a game. First, let me open the Epic Game Launcher. Yeah, and one more thing. You see, on this week, in this term, we will have one computer graphic course. Also for you guys, I will also teach you another course called course design. And for course design, actually, it's kind of boring. So I may teach you something more about Unreal Engine at that time, so you will not waste too many time just doing the project alone at home or with your team member, because I think that you might not learn too much things, but on that time I will teach you more about this Unreal Engine. Okay, so this is Epic Game, the launcher. We always start from the launcher. Okay, so when you open it, you will see there's something very important is here. First is your account. You can redeem something here. To register the Unreal Engine account, you don't need to pay anything. Just choose the right one, which means you don't have to pay. And it's okay. And redeem code is like there's some tutorial online which give you code. With this code, you can get all this project for free. Another thing is setting. For setting, there is something like you can check where you have this the voucher, the cache location. You can edit where the template file located, and then start from the Unreal Engine. At this part, you will see something. This is Unreal Engine 4, which are news or some forum, some roadmaps, some new works which were done here using Unreal Engine. And then this part is very important. If you want to learn the Unreal Engine, I may suggest you to start from here, the name, the online tutorial, which is provided by Unreal Engine Web, the company. Okay. And the marketplace. Marketplace is because we are computer science major. You might not have a lot of artist background. Okay, so it might be difficult for us to design and draw a gun like this, or draw something like this cathedral. We might not be able to do this. This is because this is done by some artist student. But for some students who have done this, they can put it online, and then we can purchase them and get them. And notice that there's a free selection here. With this selection, you can get a lot of assets for free. And so actually, every time you want to build something, you can search it and see if it's free. If it's free, just get it. One thing I should mention is there's a Megascan here. Megascan is a company, which you see the second video, Rebirth, is done by the company of by the people from this company, the Quicksoul. They scan a lot of real-world things, like the wood, rocks, some plants, a lot of things, materials, and then they provide everything for free. Okay, like the mine, helmet, and all these things. They scan it and then provide it for free. So you can download all these things and use them for your project. Then we come from the library. Library, you see for Unreal Engine launcher, you see all these versions available on your machine. Except here, although I have 5.0 Unreal Engine 5, but I didn't download it. I didn't install it because I'm using the laptop. The Unreal Engine do need a very better machines rather than laptop. You need a PC to do some game development. If you're using your laptop, you can only develop some easy and cheap games, but not with no dramatic image or dramatic pictures. Okay, because even you buy a laptop which is very expensive, it's still a problem. If you want to work on Unreal Engine and work on building some beautiful games, it's better you work on a PC. With the same price, you can get a higher performance Okay, and there are two. You see, there are two versions here: 4.26 and 4.27. 4.27 was launched about 1 week ago. I will not use this one. I will use this one. The two reasons. The first is this one is just launched. Although I installed it, if I open it, there's something new which have not been combined. It might take a longer time, because last time when I opened one of my existing project using 4.27, it takes about more than 10 minutes. So we can't wait that long. And 4.26 is enough because there are almost no change. I mean, it looks almost exactly the same. Okay. Yeah, and this is all the project you can see here. We will build a small project based on this, and also this is all the things I download from marketplace, and then we can use to build it. Yeah, and Twinmotion, I haven't used this before, but it seems like this is kind of for architecture. So if you're in architecture, you want to do some visualization for the real-time architecture, you can learn this one. And then final one is Unreal 5. Unreal 5, at this time, they provide early access, which a trial version. They will launch the fully version about early next year. So maybe the first season, I mean, the first half of next year, they will launch their fully version of Unreal Engine 5. Okay, so the difference between Unreal Engine 5 and 4 is dramatic. So you will see, you will see it. If you're interested, you can just Google it and find a lot of things. So let's start building a game using Unreal Engine. Let's launch 4.26 here. One more thing, I use Unreal Engine rather than Unity because I think at this time a lot of people are talking about Unreal Engine. I also have Unity on my machine, but for Unity it's easy. It is easier to learn. I mean, you can quickly build a small game using Unreal, using Unity, but the pictures doesn't look that better as Unreal Engine. So, and now since everyone is talking about Unreal Engine 5, I think it's better you learn something about Unreal Engine 5. Okay? Yeah, so let's start with launching the Unreal Engine. It still takes some time. Oh, it takes a longer time than I thought. Even to open it, it takes a very long time. Yeah, so when I open it, you will see this. I mean, from the official website, it has some minimum requirement for develop on Unreal Engine, and you can check it. But basically, you should have a very powerful machine. So this is when you create a new project, you will see this is our existing project, our demo project, and then we can start from here. It has all the templates. A template means it wraps something which might help you to will reduce a lot of work for you, okay? Because it packs something like packs some basic physics, packs some for games. It packs something like how to control it. It all packs there, so you don't have to worry about it. So this is like the template. So you have 4 kind of template: the games, the film, television, and something, and architecture, engineering, and construction. Yeah, this is for BIM and automotive. So if you want to do something like design a car and show how the manufacturers work. You can have this template. And now we will start from games. Yeah, if you click the game, you will see there are some details about which kind of game you want to design. Okay, the first person. First person is more like, okay, this is first person. You can only see the gun rather than people. Okay, and there are also some third person game. Third person game is you can see the people, the character or the actor you control, the player you control, you can see it. The difference is like maybe there's a camera which a little bit behind you, behind the player. So that's different from the first person and the third person. And then flying puzzle, a lot of even AR, some VR, a lot of templates that provide here. We just using the third person template for simplicity. And then we will create some blueprint one. A blueprint is designed for the people who are not in computer science major, but it is very developed. So even if you're a computer science major, you can still use it because it's very easy to start with. And you can create a lot of things. I mean, if you're become an expert, you can use the C++ one. But if you're not confident with your C++, or if you don't want to build a very complex game, you can just start with Blueprint. You can, if you, especially if you just make from small and easy games and beautiful pictures, you can only use Blueprint and it works. Max quality is like you can choose the performance for your project. I just choose the maximum quality is okay. Ray tracing. You might heard a lot of things about ray tracing. So ray tracing is like you follow the ray, and so for example, there's a light, and the light might cast a lot of ray. So if you follow one of the ray, it hurts something. First, it just strikes something, yeah, and you will see some refraction. Okay, so you follow reflectance ray, and then it might hurt the second thing. So if the way you follow all this ray is called ray tracing, if you want some beautiful and better realistic picture, you might trace this ray several times. So it might hurt one object, then reflect, hurt another object, then reflect again. Basically, if you reflect more than 3 times, then it's almost there, and you will see a very beautiful, realistic pictures. Okay, so ray tracing for a lot of hardware, like the NVIDIA graphic cards, they build the ray tracing techniques in hardware. So they're all calculated in hardware, but for Unreal Engine, they do it in both the hardware way and the software way. Okay, and then the desktop and controller. It's like, okay, I want to build a game for PC, or I want to build a game for the mobile or tablet. Yeah, you can do this. If you select it, then it will pack everything. You can also change it later on. With starter content, it's like if you just start learning this, you don't have a lot of materials, you can have this. We will have this because it will save a lot of time. And we create a project with a name. I think I call it CG demo F. Okay, so I know it's for your class. Create project. Yeah, you can see all these numbers pretty slowly because I'm using laptop. Okay, here, it's here. Yeah. Now this is the Unreal Engine. If you open it, you will see it here. Yeah, let's have a 5 minutes break and we will continue the class. Okay. So we will continue class around 2:35. Just 5 minutes break. Okay, so let's continue the course. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the Unreal 4 engine. We'll quickly go through this engine. So first here, this is actually the mode panel. The mode panel is like which kind of mode you want to use. The basic one is the play sector. You can place a lot of things here, like a cube. Just drop one here. Okay, so I need to click this, so it's better next time. Surface snapping. Okay. So you can select a lot of things and just drop it here. Okay. So this is place mode. It has a lot of things like the basic geometry shape, lights. There are 5 kinds of lights here now. We have the new one, which is called the rectangular one, directional, which is always used to simulate the sun. Point light is more like the candle thing. Spotlight is just a spotlight. Skylight is just sky. The ambient. Cinematic is to control the camera things. Visual effect. Visual effect, we can have some. You will see when we have the atmospheric fog. So if we have these viewers, we can start with some things, and also for reflection, cube, reflection capture. Reflection capture is to capture all the reflections, and post-processing volume, which is also very useful. We control all the things about the camera here, like the exposure rate, and all these things. And also like for the light, can control the shafts, the bloom, all the things here. Geometry, there's small geometry here, but now we don't use this geometry because they may cause a lot of problems. The only circumstance you can use this geometry is for a simple prototype game. So you just build some things here, and you should have it here, but it's not accurate. It's not the final version. You will replace it when you have the set. But you can just put it there so you know how it looks like. You can have a quick door, some words, just use this. And volume is used quite a lot. Okay, you will use it when you have to. This is the the mode panel. Then there's toolbar. A toolbar have a lot of things. First, save. That's simple. Second, my source control. Yeah, this is very important things. Because you're in computer science major, later you might work with some other people for some big, sophisticated project. In that case, you might need to use the word source control because you work together. Some people are maybe they're good at the modeling. Some people are good at the light. How they work together is use the source control. So you have this same word, this code. They upload it online. Every time they have the update, they push it to the online server, and they can fetch the newest one. So which means they can work together. If there's some problem, because the source control always have something about the version control, you can always roll back to the last version, which may works well. Okay, so source control. For Unreal Engine, it can support this. So it can support GitHub, the Perforce, Subvision, and Plastic SCM. So you might be familiar with GitHub. Perforce is well known in game development area. I heard a lot of game studios they use Perforce because Perforce is quite good for small group of people, like 4 or 5, because it's free for less than 5 people. You can use it for free. Subversion and last one, the Plastic SCM. I heard it is best one, but it also is the most expensive one. So I think most of people. That's why a lot of game studios start with using Perforce, because it's free for less than 5 people, and for a small game, 5 people is enough. And the mode, as I said, we can have a lot of. We change this. We will change the mode panel. Like this is select one, so it looks like this. If you change to landscape, you can build the landscape. If you want to build add some foliage, to add a lot of plants, you can just add plants here. And add it. And we just use the select mode. And content is content browser. So this is a content browser. Just show you what is content browser. What was inside. The content browser looks almost the same with that of your folder. I will go through this when we close here. When we arrive here. A marketplace. Marketplace is the place you get a lot of assets. If you want to get a free asset, you get it from here. Definitely setting. On setting, there are two important parts. One is here, word setting and projection. Word setting is only for this level. So when we play a game, if you just play one, like a fighting game, it's all in one level. When you finish a level, you can go to another level. So word setting affects only on this level. Okay? And project setting is on for all level. It changes a lot more things, like, for example, like how the game is designed, first person game or third person game, a flying game or something is in project setting. But word setting is handles something like, okay, how the light map works, how the render works, how the physics works, all inside of each level. There are also some things like the engine scalability settings is how you want the render looks like. Usually it just leaves it there because it tests your machine and choose the best one. And so and there's one thing is the preview rendering level. And if you click this, not click this, put your mouse here, you will see for shader mode 5, for this device is usually the Xbox, PS5, or PC, so iOS and Android, the mobile one. So for PC, it supports some DirectX 11 and OpenGL 4.3. So we will learn OpenGL 4.3 from Week 2. Okay, we will learn a lot of basic things from Week 2. But it supports, it works on this platform because all these things can be implemented using OpenGL 4.3. Okay. And then cinematic blueprint. I just told you, blueprint is for the non-computer major guys. They want to develop some simple games or some movies. They can use a blueprint. The cinematic is for film. All the sequence. I mean, if you play games, you will see a lot of sequence, a lot of video. When you meet the boss, when you reach the final step of boss, there might come a short video or short sequence. This is for the cinematic. And the build, we might build a lot of things. For example, the build lighting on it. Every time you add a light, you need to build it. Basically, every time you add a light, unless the light is movable. And build reflection capture. So I just told you there's reflection capture all the reflections. You need to build it and build geometry. And then play. Game engine is different because it can handle something like you can play in real time. So at the developing time, you can play at any stage. So you click play, you will see, okay, when I finish this, how it looks like, and then play the things. So all provided by the template. You don't do anything, they're all provided by the template. But you can play it. You quit the play mode. Actually, you can edit it during the play mode. So we see there's the PAE, and you can also change which kind of mode you want. You want stand long game, which if you select this, is almost like the final version, but do not choose this too early because at this time you don't have the quick scheme. So if you click this, you will never be able to quit unless you kill the process. And launch is like you want to launch it on mobile or something. Next, this is the viewport. Viewport contains everything. Okay, about the view. It has a lot of. You basically draw everything here. Everything you can see is here. Viewport, there's something here. Is first, this is perspective view, or you can choose the top view, or bottom, or front. Yeah. So to have this different kind of view is what helps you to build the environment. And lit is with the light or without lighting. Unlit means no light. Brush wire frame and all this. Basically, all this you helps you when you want to optimize your final work. Because when you build a game, it might be able to work on a mobile, so it might take you a lot of time to optimize the program. You might need to use this tool to see how the things. For example, let me show you something. Yeah, for example, the light map density. Light map density is like when you preview some light, calculate light, how many times you run it. So blue means very good, and green means okay. But if you see some red or even white one, it means it calculates too many times. You don't want it. You might need to change something. All these things. And then next is this part, the water outlier. Water outlier just lists everything in this level. Okay, so when you start the game, you build with nothing, just this one. But later, if you want to add something more, it's over here. Next is this detail panel. Detail panel controls everything. You can control the transform, add some texture, the physics. So rather than here, you can also do some controls like the transform and scale, rotation here, using this here. For example, this is the translate. You can translate the box. I mean, we were in this course actually we will see how we implement this translation. Okay, especially the translate, rotation, scale for these three. We will implement this, and we will see how they are implemented using combining the mathematics and the C++ code. But for the game engine, they have done it already. You can just use it. Yeah, this is rotation. You can rotate it. This is the scaling things. You can scale the things. And then next, this is the global system or local system. Slapping is like later on, if you want to add something, you always attach the floor or attach some nearest surface. So this is slapping, surface slapping. This is to control how many units you want to move. This is for translation. Control how many units you 10 units. You can change it to like 500 here. So if I change to 500, you will see it changed a lot. This is 500 unit. But if I go back to 10, it changed just 10 units. If you disable it, just click here, then it's continuous. So it's much more smaller, continuous. So this is same for these two. This is for rotation, this is for scaling. That's when it comes to camera speed. Okay. So this is the detail panel. And finally, this is a content browser. A content browser have all the things on your folder, on the project. So you can quickly find it here. And this structure is almost the same with you actually the real project folder. So this is the project folder. If you see content, it's content, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you can't see collections and developers. It's okay because we as the blueprint mode, and we can just hide them. You can see them if you want, but generally you don't need it. So it's all here. You can see it like the folder. Okay. So let's build a small game-like level. Okay, from very beginning, and we will see something. So let's first we start from here. We create a folder, a new folder called levels. Okay, and in this level we create a new level. So every game is more like every map you play is a level. So sometimes you will see it's called levels, and sometimes you call it like maps. But it's nothing. The chance to that level is almost equal to another map. So we call it CG level. We start here, which means this kind of being saved. So we go ahead and save it. We want to change the person. Oh, and save selected. Now let's start. It's empty. You see from the word of collider, it only has a level. It has nothing. That's why this is black. It has nothing at all. So first we want to add a floor. Before we do the things, we want to add some assets to it. We want to build some game-like thing. We want to have words, we have statues, have trees, floors. So player standing on it, and you will see a lot of things. So in order for that, we should download some assets. I have already downloaded it, so I will just add it to the project. But if you haven't, you can use the marketplace to download it and then add a project. So CG demo, which is this is ours. Add to project. Yes, when you click yes, you see it's here. It's already in your project. Because when you add it, it will copy and paste file to your project. Okay, so let's add a floor to it. We search for floor. Actually, if you check the floor, you will see there are a lot of things rather than floor, because we do not specify which kind of things we are looking for. Because a floor is actually a mesh or static mesh. It's not the texture. It's not the material. Okay, but for my size, the network is still okay. I will Okay. Let me check if the one left is sure work. Okay, so I hope it sure works fine. I mean, there's nothing I can do here at this moment because I can see my network works so good. You can just watch the step I did because that's okay. You cannot hear clearly, so is that can you hear something or it's not clear or you can't hear anything at all. Okay, because for Unreal Engine, I mean for this week, I just want to show you how we build the game. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of terminology here. It's possible you cannot follow everything because there's a lot of words or some terminology you haven't heard before, like the static mesh, next texture, the materials. They're all in game development. You just treat them as something there in my, because you will see it on the screen about what it is. Then you can see roughly get the meaning of this. Okay. Yeah. So we want to have a mesh for the floor. We can use the filter to only get the mesh. Then we can add the mesh to the screen. We drag it to the screen, to the viewport. Once we're done, we will see in the word of the layer. This is the floor. The floor mesh is here. Actually, it's much more than just a mesh. It has the materials, has the texture, has everything rendered here. But basically, it's a mesh, but with texture. If we see it from the top view, yeah, this is the mesh. Actually, you will see this floor is just a lot of triangles. It's a cube. This is a square. But it also has a lot of triangles. For computer graphics, all we are handling is all these triangles. Okay, we do a lot of things about the triangles. So for this first, let's move it to the orange place. So change the coordinate to 0, 0, 0. If we don't select it, we still cannot see anything. In order to see it, we need some light. This is more like the real world. In real world, if there's no light, you cannot see anything. So we drag one line in, and also change the coordinate to 0, 0, and maybe 400, 300, 400. So this is directional light. 400 is too big, which might not be able to see something. Yeah. So with this light, we can see this floor. Okay, but this still looks very dark and not real what we can do is add some visual effect which called atmospheric fog. We add it here. So it's bright. And we change the location. 0, 0, 200. Okay. So you can see this floor now. We can have this atmosphere and also have the direction light to simulate the sun. But you can see the sun is still here, right? Which is not simulated quite well. What we can do here is we bind this direction light with this sun. Bind them together. So when I move this direction light, it will rotate the sun. Okay, how to do this? I just choose the direction light and search the sun. And atmosphere sun light. After I do this, next time when I rotate the sun, you will see it works. The sun actually works. First, let me find it. There it is. Yeah, the sun is here. The floor is here. You see, if I rotate this direction light, the sun actually rotates according to the direction light. I'm controlling the sun. Okay? I'm controlling it. And so this is the floor. To make it look much better, even better, I can add some sphere reflection capture. A reflection capture is the thing which capture all the reflections at this point. So where I put it, it will capture all the environment reflections. So I put it 100. So with everything, it's more like you have a camera here and take the panoramic, like this 360 degree view about this environment, and then you just create this light. So it will trace this. You can trace this for like a light, but this light just capture all this environment, and it is used to build the reflection. Once you add this, you will see this lighting needs to be rebuilt, and the reflection capture needs to be rebuilt. Okay, so we need to go to the build and build the reflection capture. Also, when it's finished, and then next we need to build lighting only. Build lighting takes some time. I mean, the more complex, the longer time it will need. But here we have the direct light. Okay, now let's have more floors. Because we only have one small piece of floor, which is not enough. To do that, we have this thing, which just quickly get a lot of floor. Let's change this to 100 so it's easier to drag it away. And then select all of them. Create some more. Now it's better to see from the top. I think I know what I'm doing. What I'm doing now. I never found that more. Yes, and it's not enough at all. So let's select all this floor and build one spin. Okay, so this is more like the floor. Yeah, I think might be the network problem, but the only thing we can do is wait until next week I got the new router, and we will see how it looks like. Yeah. Luckily, this Unreal part, which is uh, not the things you need to know. It's just something you watch it and see. Okay, if I want to do these things, I can start from here. I can do it myself. It's not like the later course from week 2. Everything you need is like you have to know everything about it. You have to learn it well. Okay, so that's the only good part. Yeah, because we build a lot of flow, the lines need to be rebuilt. Then we want to test it. We can, yeah, play it at any time and say, okay, now we have this flow. If you have a boss, you actually can put it here, and you can find the boss. Okay, so then let's add something in. We want to add, some word here. So let's add some word. Okay, so this one I just put it here. Then I have another word here. But this needs to be rotated. So we can reuse a lot of asset with only a few modifications. And we can add some street work. We will see how it looks like later. But now we just build it from the top. Because from the top we can see it clearly. We see what we are doing. Yes, that's the small we have. We have some more things here. Yes. So habit is too big. see this word. Yeah, we have this word here. And if you play it, actually you can see this word. This, the word is not only the match, actually, if you click one of the word, this one, and just show the brush. Basically, this is how we build it. We have some big triangle and some small triangle, and then even from the in front of the if you see the word, you see it's more like not a flat one. Actually, the front is a big triangle. The front face is a big triangle. We just add a lot of texture, some techniques to make it more like not plain. Okay, so we can add one more status and something like it as well. Light because the direct line is stationary line. We need to do some night map for it, but we will leave it later. Let's add something more. Add. Add one. This is giant, so we will change the size later. But first, we move it to the right place. It's a little too big. Let's change it to 5. 5 is still too big. Okay, then let's change from the front view and see. Okay, yeah, it's too big. It's not. It's please the floor. So we need to change it. First, we need to lift it above the ground, and then change the size. It's too huge. If you see it, you will see it's quite huge, much more than huge. So we can change the size here. 0.3. 0.3. 0.3. Yeah, so it's much more smaller. Then we change the position and put it here. And see how it looks like. It's too high. So put it on the ground. Almost see it. So we front. Yeah. Actually, the front looks much better. So we know it. Okay. Just more like some content now. We will add something more. First, we can add some stickers. This one is 1, 2, 3, 8, 1, 2, 3. Okay, same size. So we add one of this here. from top to modify it. I see it from the front based on the schedule. Okay, so it's more like it. Size too small. It's not so spectacular. Two, two. Just from the topics looks okay. So we can add some more status, then it looks much better. Okay, let's add some two more things. See it from front to see how, yeah, it's too high. Want it on the front. And now it's more like the games we played, right? So if you play, yeah, it's more like the same, more like the same. Repeat the line, looks better. Yeah, after review, we're seeing it changed. Looks much better. So actually, see if it goes clear, clear enough, you will see it's become brighter. But far away, it's become darker. Okay, and then one more thing we can do here is there are too many flaws. We can group them. So after that, we were able to find some other things. But now there are too many flaws. We move to a folder we call flaw and unfold it. So it's clear. Yeah. So that's the thing. We can add something more, like we can add some rocks, some grass. Yes, let's add something more, like rocks. I can show you. Even only have very small amount of rocks, we can still have a beautiful thing. It's huge actually. I just put it from top here. See, yeah, it's huge. I don't need to resize it. I can just put it here. I don't care if people go outside because the player cannot go outside the rock, so he cannot see it's a huge rock. He will only see there's different You only see these rocks is different. Even with one rock, which is a little rotation, you will see it from the front, it looks totally different. You see, it's more like this level when the balls coming outside. Yes, and rebuild the object makes it look new, more bad. And I also use the reflection capture again. Yes, and also the reflection capture. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so that's for today's lecture. I think we can continue building, finish this level next time. Actually, we have a lot of things like the shots, the blooming. This time the sky just looks okay, but not so cinematic. And we can add something more like the plants and even some culture and see how the blueprint works. Okay, so that's almost everything for today's lecture. I hope you can have a brief idea about what a computer graphics is and what a game engine is, and how actually people build games, build some levels. Okay, so see you next time. If you have any questions, just leave things in the WeChat group, and I will reply if I can. And I hope when the user comes, the network will become better. But it might be on Thursday or Friday, hopefully. Okay, see you.